Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. And a bit longer time ago we've done a video about Sandra ichi no kumijo, so the 31 movements jo kata. And recently we also posted a video about different ways of blocking or parrying using the jo. And we want to go a bit deeper into this topic, so we want to make a short series of videos where we will be explaining more in detail and all the things that are subtle about these blocks, the blocks that we can find in the Sandra ichi no kumijo. So this is the first video from the series. We will have a look at 3 blocks, 3 movements that are used in this kata. And you can expect some more videos in the future that will go into the other movements, other blocks. So let's keep watching.
So let's take a look at a few different specific points, specific kind of blocks in the 31 kumijo. And the first one we're going to take a look at is in the very beginning. It's in basically the third movement. Okay. So my partner then is going to essentially, we'll just start with a simple ski. So my partner's going to be in ski kamae, and he's going to ski. And as he does, I'm going to step slightly out to the side and back, and just come underneath the jo. So my hands stay in front of me, and my right hand, my back hand will come really up high. So I just catch it from underneath without moving my partner's jo. Okay. From here, I'm essentially just going to act as a lever. So the middle hand here is the pivot point. The other hand is just going to turn his jo over, and at the same time I'm going to point the jo at my partner. Okay, and that opens up my partner's jo. Okay, so it's going to look a little bit like this in motion. So as I open, he comes in, and I'm simply going to catch underneath. Okay, that comes up high on my end. And when I flip it, I'm going to sink my body and turn the jo. Okay, and again, I want this energy to point towards my partner at the end, towards the center line, and not go off to the side. So if it goes to the side, then if I get too concerned with just the jo, then it might look something like this. Right here, and I'm going to push it off to the side, which leaves me open. Okay, so when we do this, in the end, I want to be centered on my partner. So I catch, and I come back in as I slide, which basically flings or slides his jo out to the side and leaves him open. So let's take a look at another block in the 31 kumijo. This is actually in some of our other jo practices too. And in this particular one, I'm going to start in a sort of a gate-on position here, okay, with my right hand up top and the left hand in the middle. I'm going to ask my partner to start in ski kamae. And for this one, I'm going to use a block that turns the jo over. Okay, so you find this in the 31 jo kata and even what we call the 6-count kata, roku no jo kata. Okay, and this creates actually a block as we do this. It's not just coming back into ski kamae, but there's an actual block to it. So when my partner comes in, again, I'm going to slide slightly back and offline, just at a slight diagonal. And when the jo turns over, my hand's going to stay in contact, and my body sinks down at an angle. So there's an angle that projects his jo out and down. And as I do that, the jo will return back to my partner's center. Okay. So if we do this a bit more fluid, as he comes in, I flip the jo over and down. And this is also done with the body. As the body sinks, the jo falls into place. And you'll see that there's an angle here that projects my partner's jo down and out. Okay? And not just away. If it goes away, then it looks a little bit like this. Okay, and again, I'm open here. So in the end, my jo stays in front of me, and it goes back to the center of my partner. So in this last movement, we're going to do kind of a hasso movement, and it's a little bit complicated, but not too difficult. So with my partner, again, I'm going to start in a gate-on position, but this time I'd like to start with my right foot forward, my left hand up at the top. Okay. So I have this gate-on position here. Okay, my partner is going to start in ski kamae again. And as he comes in, I'm going to take a step back. Okay, so I take a step back, and as I do, I'm going to essentially bring the jo sweeping upward at an angle. As I do that, this hand is going to slide underneath so it doesn't get hit. And I come up at an angle blocking his jo and moving it out to the side. When I finish, I keep raising the jo and the left hand slides all the way down to the end, coming up into a hasso position. So in a more fluid movement, then it would look like this. He comes in and I sweep up into the hasso. Okay, this comes up at an angle. Again, I'm not so concerned about moving the jo out to the side, because then I'll be open and exposed. Okay, so I want the jo to come up straight in front of me at an angle this way. Okay, here. And then, yes. So as well, I could come in. Okay? So that would be the trick. It's good to start off slow and then work your way up, adding the energy to it. Thank you for joining us today. And as you try these different sort of movements and blocks out, if you have any comments on them, please leave them below in the video. And we'd love to hear what you have to say about them.